off. Venomenter pops off his ulti too. Alchemist cops the back of that one. Will be forced back. There was the stun that came out from Alchemist holding Venomenter back from doing any more damage. But there is a lot of Sentinel heroes up here on the top lane. And now they are down a Windrunner. Pugna Ward still up too. That's a level 4 ward, so it burns even more life every single spell you use. And now's the time for DTS to try and push on this tower if they can. Waiting for their own creep wave to actually come up. Spots Shen, gets the Park ulti, Venomancer ward up on the high ground, keeping vision as well as the damage, and there goes Nino. So Light making their own work on here on the top lane, and will actually demolish the rest of Nino's forces here. Venomancer easy to try and stay on top there, throws a ward in front, even though the tower will kill it pretty easily. It is enough to keep that slow continuously on top of that creep. Ward's going down next to the tower too, so the tower will actually start to attack those wards before anything, being the lowest HP thing around. And there goes the tower. Double A picks that one up, and there goes the top 2 towers, as well as triple TP. Triple TP comes out the second they spot SF. They're saying, oh hell no, and jump themselves back out again. So 21 minutes and 19 seconds into the game, it is 10-7 in favour of DTS. As far as the towers go, you've actually got to say that DTS are actually in front. We've still got the tier 2 tower, well, 2 tier 2 towers up at full HP. In fact, one being invulnerable until this tier 1 tower does go down. Even then, it's only been hit maybe 2-3 times. 1244 HP off 1300. So Earn is completed on Jakiro at the moment. Windrunner moving himself around towards the top lane. Shen will be in support. Still no more items up on top of Shen. Done a couple of times, so as far as item building goes up, I don't think it's been going his way. The courier goes back. There's nothing on top of him. You got Bandit with a Ring of Regeneration sitting inside his power, inside his circle of power. Alchemist with that Vanguard up. So and 3,300 gold. He is not far off completing his Radiance right now. And then every single bit of push power that the Sentinel has gets, well, I wouldn't say every single bit, but most of it gets counter straight back up. Good to see Pugna completing that mech as well as an ultimate all buff for him. He wants to get that Gwinsu off, give that a little bit of extra disable towards the DTS side. They need that to try and shut down that SF during the big battles, because SF does have that BKB. So no stuns will work on him. Just keep your eyes open for that one. Venomancer, that's farming what he can. Hood of Defiance completed on top of him right now. Wants to try and live through these battles. Of course, Hood of Defiance does, well, magic resistance it gives you. So it helps you out a hell of a lot when you're getting raised by SF. A lot of Venomancers have been pretty defensive these days. So they actually go Hood of Defiance if there's an SF or big magic dealer on the field. And then grab up with the Vanguard. If not, go the other way around. And then go for any damage dealing items. If not, just go straight for support after that point. I've seen a couple of Aghanim Scepters as well. I believe it reduces the cooldown by 30 seconds, 20 seconds on the ulti, which is pretty half decent. SF with the BKB now wants to go for a bit more initiation and push style. Yasha is up, so that will complete it into the Manta style from Baby Knight. Top still being pushed out at the moment. Shen going back up. As I say, being pushed out. It's actually just a neutral camps being farmed out. Light's having a great old time. He's got himself an Ultimate Orb as well as a Void Stone, 500 gold too. So actually that Gwinsu is not far off. I say about 2,000 gold, not far off, but still 2,000 gold. With the Blink Dagger on top of him, he is doing very, very well for a puck. So there'll be a double Hex, which will be completed eventually, depending how Pugna actually goes. He's still farming up a fair amount too. Will be a double Gwinsu on the back of the Sentinel side. SF wants to come back in again. Popped off one raise, just a bit of a harassment. With that DD rune sitting inside his bottle too. No one wants to really get on top of that action. Not unless they're very, very confident. But he has to pop that off sometime sooner, or else he has to walk all the way back to base to regen his mana. In fact, he has actually now popped off that DD rune. And will use the rest of the magic bottle charges to get himself back on top with his mana. Puck coming in towards the mid lane. So CM rallying up there. Venomancer still farming up those columns. Keep on double checking on him. He's like, ancient neutrals. Yeah, we're going to find the Venomancer over there. Alchemist actually having a go here at Deucer. In fact, 3 heroes having a go at Deucer. Deucer is running pretty low on I say pretty low on mana. Even then decides to pop off a Mystic Snake to do a little bit more damage towards the hero lines. CM pushing up the mid there with Pugna. Gotta be careful not to actually get ganked around the corner. Shen coming in. Park going to come over the top as well, so they are putting a lot of pressure on the tier 2 tower. Double damage rune is up. Baby Knight going to come in now. One hit, doesn't do a lot of damage to that SF, even though he does actually have a DD rune on the back of him right now. A couple of raises now, that does a crap load of damage to Light. But a couple of bottle charges later, and he will be back into his normal fighting self. Alchemist with a Sacred Relic up. Blast. Illusionary Orb. There goes that wave over the mid. Mech pops off too, gives everyone a little bit more life for a second. 2100 gold on top of Pugna too. They really want this tower. Mainly for the money. Deuce is still pushing pressure on that bottom lane. Alchemist is trying to actually hold it for the moment, but he cannot go solo against Deuce. Deuce will keep that pressure on. As now SF keeps the pressure on top of CM. Pops off the Magic Wand charges, wants to try and get himself back out of here. But SF is still on the run here. Gets himself slowed down there. Venomancer is just holding him back right now. Dragging the breath coming from the top there. Holding Light out of place while he phase shifts out of the attacks. But we do actually see Sanya Bandit. That is Santa. Yeah, the last hit there on Light. So the puck getting taken out in the high ground. One high razor. Scourge still pushing out, and Deuce is going to fall himself back right now. Yasha completed on Deucer. Shen got to be careful. If that Mystic Snake actually bounces off the rest of his creeps, then he'll be in trouble. Knowing that, pops off the mech, gives himself a bit of life. Courier keeping vision up here right now. Windrunner blocking off the Deucer. Wants to give SF a bit of time. Got to be careful not to find the high ground. CM is around, but he's on very, very low HP. Does not want to come anywhere near this. Stone Gaze actually goes off, and G just trying to slow them down here. But Windrunner does have that amazing ability of speed. Obviously being called the Windrunner. Pugna has dropped the ward on the high ground, and then is instantly just like, crap, I can't raise it here. If I do, I'm going to lose all my life. So they turn around, kill off the ward, and that buys time for G to actually escape. One Pugna ward saves the day. But 26 to 14, 10 to 8. Tier 2 towers being defended for the moment. Radiant should be done. In fact, is done. On top of Alchemist. So still pushing them all out right now. Back towards the bottom lane. Might even try and claim this tier 1 tower for the first time tonight. Windrunner moving down. There's a TP support coming through. So Pugna will actually move himself into the trees. Who will be actually got around. Venomancer just farming up the wolves for the moment. Another TP coming down. Our big man in blue will be doing that one. So CM coming in towards the mix. Puck going to come from around the backside right now and run straight into SF. He's got an illusionary orb and face shift himself out of trouble. SF coming through. I saw a CM ulti go off for just a moment. That's because Alchemist has already dived in with Jakiro. And there goes the Venomancer ulti. That should be actually enough damage to claim the Chemical Raged Alchemist, who actually pops himself straight out of the Puck ulti, but try to hold him in place. The balance of the battle is actually shifted into multiple areas right now, with Puck dying on the high ground. SF still goes through, and Venomancer keeps the pressure on the retreating Alchemist. Radiant's burn damage be more than enough to try and hold them back. In comes the Magic Stun. Baby Nut trying to fall himself back there. Deuce from the front lines. Pulled himself in. G, worst possible time to actually lag up right now. It's 11-11, 28 minutes exactly into this game. And he lagged before. We're going to lag again. Keep a very, very close eye if this can actually keep going. 11 apiece. We'll check out the CS score as well. It's actually happening. 134 for 18 for Alchemist. Not surprising considering he's already got the Radiance. Pause comes out from NS instantly. And so we'll save the game during the middle of the pause. Just in case something goes wrong. So G, go and stop the torrents, dude. Stop the torrents. So there's the resume. So every player is there. SF pops the oldie, wants to go for Deucer. Deucer actually manages to bring down the SF, but luckily he does actually have the Aegis immortal, so he does keep himself alive right now. AAA got caught out in the middle of a shackle shot. Tier 1 tower is still up, so it will do a little bit of damage if they do come in close enough, but it won't come in close enough because Baby Knight manages to get the Razor off, which does get the last hit over the top. Baby Knight wants to keep the pressure on right now. There is a Deucer to kill. Deucer, though, can hold that bottom tower as long as he possibly wants. Just pops off a Mystic Snake and everything is hunky-dory. Actually pops one off, and there goes a split shot with the Manta actually being completed as well. Even easier to hold onto that bottom lane by himself. And now we will see the Scourge team fall back. They realise pushing this would be okay, but the amount of time Deuce would waste, the TP support would come in, and it would be not worth actually sticking around. That Mrs. actually going to bounce in towards Shen, who tried to move into the sides there. Split shot still going off. It was focus fire. He might have actually brought down Nino just then, but another Mystic Snake will actually bounce off. Will it be enough? No, it won't, because there's also the mech on the back of him. and he will manage to actually escape. But Doozer is actually chasing him down right now, 100 HP, and Doozer has literally walked the breadth of the map, or the width of the map, no, it's breadth, try and bring him down, and does get it with one last Mystic Snake. Venomancer comes in from the backside as well. Looks like Nino goes down, but it's actually G that gets the last hit there with the Mana Style that has actually popped off. And that is 2 quick kills here coming out for DTS. So Brownie Potato is actually in a little bit of trouble right now, with now support coming in towards the middle lane. Care Alchemist, he's got to move himself back from that tier 2 tower. He can't get the deny on it, and G gets the last hit in the back one too. He's got more mana than God right now. Alchemist popping off the Chemical Rage. Is there a stun popping off just yet? No, there's not. Mystic Snake will bounce off first though, and just tag the SF, moved himself to the side so it didn't bounce off and damage the Alchemist, taking it for the team. G on the front line, just tanking it up as much as he possibly can. Manta pops off from SF, but one CM Nova literally negates that Manta, taking so much damage from that one. SF does have his Manta as well as his BKB up, just needs a little bit more life behind him. Obviously the Manta images do take a hell of a lot more damage than the regular unit. Puck now though, Invis is up. He will actually go for a go and go for a go. Ulti goes off on top of Alchemist, trying to hold him in place. Venomancer pops off his too. SF has popped the BKB. Should be able to bring that double A, but maybe not. He does manage to get himself decrepified off, but not long enough. Now finally, Baby Knight does get a Razor on top of his head. They have lost Dread too, so our Venomancer has died as CM drops the ulti right on top of Windrunner, and Sandman forced to fall back. 14-14 is where we're currently sitting. But we did actually lose Sunny during that engagement too. Windrunner pulled itself a power shot, couple of razors too, demolishes off that creep wave. Both teams with a massive capability of literally just turtling it up. The ability to massive damage a creep wave, so no push can actually come up. You've got to have your team in the right position at the right time. It's 14-14, only 14-14, so over 30 minutes into this game. A lot of farm on the back of Doozer right now. I'd love to see something like a Radiance on Doozer. If not, just go to up to the 3300, get that Eagle Horn, get yourself a Butterfly and just do pure damage instead of just sticking around doing Radiance burn damage. They might need it though, just for the fact that Alchemist is going to actually outpush them with that Radiance damage, and the longer the battle goes, the more the Alchemist will have a bit of fun. But then again, Alchemist needs to try and get himself tanked up a hell of a lot more. Jakiro is going to get caught out right now, drops off a Sentry Ward, Warring Rift goes off, so no abilities will be popping off for him. Windrunner comes through, Shackle Shot pops off, Doozer is hanging around right now. We're going to look for the Mystic Snake to bounce off Baby Knight for the rest of the heroes right now. Light's in a lot of trouble, he is caught in the middle of a flame, but luckily that's why he has himself a Blink Dagger, and now Baby Knight forced to fall back right now. Mystic Snake flying over the top, Nino is still trying to fall himself back right now. See him harassing from the side. Doozer has already popped off the Manta Style, and now Puck on the back of a Haste Rune wants to come up. He doesn't have that Gwynsu finish just yet, so he can't get the Hex on the back of the Windrunner. Now getting damaged as well, going to face himself out of that one as fast as he could. The 5 heroes for DTS there on the front lines, ready to push through the tier 3 tower. Probably not going to get in there with all the Scourge heroes up, so they'll know that one and try and fall themselves back here. Looks like Alchemist with Plate Mail going to go up. He's going to try and complete that Assault Cuirass as fast as he possibly can. And DTS taking the most of the time while the Scourge are on the back foot to have a crack at Roshan. Obviously, Doozer able to actually tank up every single bit of damage that's done, and he has got Eagle Horn. So Eagle Horn will complete that into a Butterfly and get, so we'll have the Quarterstaff and the Talisman of Evasion come out pretty soon after. Puck Illusory Orbing over the top, does manage to spot off Baby Knight. As we do also see Alchemist getting himself caught out. Ice Wall comes up here from Jakiro. He's still taking a lot of damage. Venomancer Oldie will be more than enough to finish off Jakiro, even though he's falling back. Maybe not Mech Charge as well as Wands will be more than enough to keep him alive, actually. While Baby Knight claims NS's life. Puck Illusory Orbing over the top now. Wants to try and stay on top of Baby Knight, but he gets frosted by Jakiro once again. But phase shifting himself out of trouble and blink daggering himself right out in the nick of time as Chen tries to get on top.